My most anticipated road product for 2020 is the next generation of Shimano DuraAce, which I'm predicting will be released next year. Shimano won't tell us if that's the case, but it would fit their pattern. I'm very excited to see what it's going to be like. Reckon it's probably going to be 12 speed. Might they go wireless? I think probably not. Let's find out. SRAM seems to be abandoning mechanical shifting, but Shimano has always continued to provide that. But who knows, with the next generation, maybe it'll be electronic only. Watch this space.
My most anticipated road product of 2020, and I'm not sure if this is going to happen, but I think it will, is a major update to the giant TCR. The current TCR has been around for a few years and it's an all-time classic road bike. It also still comes with rim brakes, so it'll be really interesting to see if it is updated next year, if Giant go disc only or they stick to offering a rim brake model as well. I like rim brakes for kind of lightweight hill climb bikes, so it'd be nice to see them sticking to that. It'll also be interesting to see if they doggedly stick to the integrated seat mast. On the top spec TCR models, they still do the integrated seat mast. Whether or not that's better in 2020, we are yet to see. As I've already said, this is just my speculation. I think we'll get a new TCR in 2020, so keep an eye on BikeRadar.com and our YouTube channel.
You are looking at the beating heart of the cycling media industry, because I found the juiciest scoop of 2019. And that was the news that I found a patent which strongly suggests that Shimano is developing a gearbox for both road and mountain bikes. Now, I did a very long video and a very long article about this subject, so I'm not going to go into the details of it here, but I think for me, what it presents is a potentially seismic change to bicycle design. There is a small but very vocal minority who are calling out for gearbox solutions, but let's just ignore them for a moment and consider if Shimano did decide to develop this gearbox further. Integrating a gearbox from Shimano would involve pretty much designing a bike from the ground up, and the idea of that and all the new ideas that are going to have to come with that and all the new kind of concepts to accommodate this gearbox is a really exciting thought. And writing about those developments will hopefully keep me in a job for many years to come.
My most anticipated road product for 2020, although this could also be used for mountain bike and gravel, was Stan's new Dart tyre plug. Obviously there are lots of tyre plugs on the market, but what makes the Dart stand out in particular is that the material used to plug the puncture is coated in a liquid that reacts with the sealant inside the tyre, creating a stronger bond. This should mean you've got even more chance of sealing those untimely tubeless punctures. At Eurobike, the Dart was demoed to us using a mountain bike tyre, but what I would really like to see is how it holds up against a road tubeless tyre, which obviously holds much higher pressures. We're hoping to test one of these in the new year, so keep an eye out on our YouTube channel and BikeRadar.com.
In the world of drop bar bikes for 2020, I'm looking forward to having a bit of an adventure. I'm lucky enough that I'm going to take a 12-week sabbatical from work from around late spring, and 8 of those weeks is going to be spent cycling around bits of Spain and mostly France. And I bloody love France. I'm going to do it on a gravel bike, and I'm hopefully going to kit it out in some fairly nice bike packing type kit. So I'm going to be camping out, spending those 8 weeks just cycling around, and if I'm brutally honest, drinking red wine and eating goat's cheese. So in terms of drop bar bikes, that's what I'm looking forward to in 2020.
My most anticipated road trend for next year is more of a gravel-based one, and it's more tunable suspension options for gravel racing. Suspension isn't exactly new with gravel bikes. It's seen on the Cannondale Topstone with its pivot, and the GT grade with the super thin seat stays. And on the road side, you've obviously got the specialised Roubaix. But could 2020 be the year that we see more advanced suspension on gravel bikes? We're already seeing something like this with Niner's MCR full suspension gravel bike, but what I'd really like to see is something like Fox's Live Valve, which is electronically controlled suspension lockout system that's found on high-end mountain bikes. I'd really like to see that move over to the gravel side of things.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the return of metal to the top of the sport. We're starting to see 3D printed titanium parts appearing on track bikes for the Olympics, such as the Hope HBT, and also components made by Bastian for the Australian national cycling team. Now that we've seen these 3D printed parts appearing on the Olympic track bikes, 2020 could be the year that we also see them in the World Tour, even on consumer bikes. And, thanks to UCI rules, all of this technology has to be available for public sale from the 1st of January 2020. So I'm really looking forward to seeing those with deep pockets using this stuff out on the roads.